everybody, today we're back with another video, and here in this video, we're going to see my grandpa using his John Deere 310A backhoe and John Deere disc being pulled by his backhoe to disc his field. Usually this would be pulled by his Ford 4000 tractor, although he recently sold it, which I will leave a link to that video in the description. Coming up, we're going to see him use his backhoe to the advantage by using the backhoe to put it to the side of the backhoe to put the disc on this edge that you can see where the tall grass is to help knock it down and keep it under control. You can see the same action being performed a little later in the video, where you'll also be able to see the steepness of the hill where I try to move my phone or camera so that way you can see about how steep that hill actually is and why my grandpa would prefer not to just drive right on it. So the backhoe will give him a great advantage during this time. Now if you're wondering the question of do we have anything planted in this field, and that answer is a simple no. In the two fields that we have, we've never planted anything, and for the future, we probably will never will. It's always been that way for as long as I can remember, ever since my grandma and grandpa moved to this property about 30 years ago. So, it's always been that way, just so that way there's not as much grass to mow with the lawnmower. And it also gives my grandpa something to do in his spare time when he's not building cars and fixing them. Throughout the video, you'll also be able to hear how many rocks this field has. This field has always been loaded with rocks, and this last year, we picked up a full 2 yards, which is 2 bucketfuls that you see on the backhoe, full of rocks, and it seems like they just somehow came back. Now speaking of the bucket, you can see that the bucket was full of dirt in that past clip, and that is to help distribute the weight of pulling the disc with the backhoe, so that way it helps the front end of the backhoe be a little heavier to help pull the heavy disc through all that hard soil. So this is how it's always been done before my grandpa had the tractor also, which sadly the tractor has been sold, and like I said before, you can find a link to that video in the description below. As you watch this video, if you have any questions about what we're doing, why we're doing this, or which I already said before, or anything else, like maybe the model year on the backhoe, which I do not know off the top of my head, but I can get that information if you'd like to know, and just let me know any of those questions down in the comments, and I always try to reply to them. As you can see, here is the second clip where my grandpa again uses the method of using the backhoe on the back of the tractor, backhoe loader, to push towards the road on the hill, so that way the disc will go over the grass without having to drive on it. As you can see here, after that huge truck drives past, I try to give you an idea of how much of an angle this actually is. You can kind of see there, this is probably about a 35-degree angle or more, which is a really big hazard for a big tractor like this, which you do not want to take with a possibility of rolling over, and that would not be a pretty sight. As you can see here in this next little bit, let's see, you can see how he pushes his hoe back as soon as he gets to the end, pushes it right back into the middle, so that way he will disc right where he drove past. And in a second here, I will show you where he went over with the grass, which the disc did a pretty good job of digging the grass up and moving out of the way right here. Alright, so thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed seeing this John Deere 310A backhoe and hearing the sound and seeing it in action disking. And as you can see here, is a field after a good raining and a few hours of work. And there's a field right there on the bottom of the screen. Thanks for watching!